Hello, welcome to Moving Energies. My name is Patricia Gaviria, and today I want to share with you another throw of my cards of wisdom. They bring one complete vision about our reality as universal beings. So let's begin. Okay, so we're going to take one card from each section of the deck. The first is the red one, personal manifestation, and it will talk about one specific stage in life that we must live properly to have a good development in our personal life. The second is the universal codes and laws, which are like the constants, or like I said, they are the instructions the universe gives in order for us to know how to play the game of life. The third is the blue, universal tools, and they are like the elements that we have available to be more efficient in our performance in our lives. And the last card will give us one life assignment, which is a very simple activity, but could be to connect our body or our mind or our spirit to the power of the universal creative energy. So today the throw is red 9, green 20, blue 12, and orange 20. We're going to talk about each card first, and then we will see the relationship among them, okay? Okay, so this is the first card, red 9, which talks about that stage in life where we make like a shift in our consciousness and we connect with the spiritual energy of the universe. We have to understand that since the day we are born until the day we die, we have different moments in our life where our understanding just shift, just change, and we perceive life in a different way. When we are born is our first shift. We connect with the first current of the universe, which is the physical, and that allows us to develop our physical body, our senses, to perceive all the things that the material world offers. Then, later on, we make another shift when we connect with the second current of the universe, which is the mental one. During that moment, our mind begins like to see our reality in a different way. We bring ideas, we create concepts and opinions, and realize how to survive in our material world. And for now, we may continue our life. As human beings, we may live our life just with a body and our mind and be successful in any part of what we do. However, we reach another stage in our life when we feel sometimes the necessity to go beyond. We feel that there is something more beyond our body and our mind, and is when we actually can connect with the third current of the universe, which is the spiritual one. When we do that, we create a huge shift in our consciousness. We awake to another reality. There is not only our body experiencing or our mind understanding, but we download higher information and higher emotions that gives us like a different light. First, we we begin to create like that dialogue with that inner guide, with that divine monitor that we're going to talk about that later. But that inner dialogue brings us information that gives elements to us to understand who we are, to know what are the consequences of our actions. If I do something, it's going to affect other people for good or for bad, or it's going to affect even myself. So we actually touch that part of morality when we question, when we stop sometimes, okay, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to hurt anybody, or I don't want to do this that is going to be destructive for society. So we awake that spirituality in us. When we don't live this part of life, we always are going to have that emptiness, that's something that is missing. When we distort this stage, we are like, let's put this example of a puzzle. If I place like 60 or 70% of the pieces in a puzzle, I'm going to have like a good idea of the whole picture. But because there are too many pieces that are missing, I cannot see the 100% of the piece. In the same way, when we develop our body and our mind, we can live a life, yes, to, we understand, but always we're going to feel something that is not right. Something that we keep searching and searching, and sometimes we think if we make more money, if we change jobs, in the more we get, in the more I study, I'm going to feel good. I am going to feel this emotion that I don't exactly understand. But it's just until we actually create that third shift that we can put the rest of the pieces of our life puzzle and see the whole picture of who we are and what our life is about. Okay? Okay, so the second card is the green 20. Is the law or code of the universe that says happiness is not an achievement, happiness is an option. The first thing that I want to know is to realize what happiness means, because every person can have a different interpretation of the word. But in this case, let's say happiness is when we experience wellness or well-being physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. For me, that means happiness. Usually we think that happiness is something that we have to go and search. If I found that person that will give me happiness, if I find that job, that will be, I will be at that moment feeling good. And we keep thinking that it's something that we have to go and work to get. But if we understand that the universe is source of just positive aspects, and that when we connect with that energy, we experience everything that it has to offer. We realize that happiness, is just what we choose to feel in every single moment of our lives. And no matter what we are trying to achieve, you know, in our work, in our family, in our lives. But if we understand that we go step by step doing things that connects us with that power, we will have that sensation of peace, of fulfillment all the time to face our lives. To understand a little better, let's think about one keyboard, you know, in a piano. Each key of the piano, when we touch it, it actually activates, like, let's say, like a wood stick or something that touches a string, and by effect, it will produce one unique sound, one unique tone. And if we play with it, with all the keys, we will have like a harmony, like a whole tune. In the same way, let's imagine that in the universe, there is this piano keyword. And we, with our choice, or our free will, our choice, we activate the different keys that the universe offers. Remember, the universe is just source of positive, creating like a cone of light. But when we choose and we create an intention, we may bring that calm, that tranquility, that fulfillment that we think is happiness, or that we experience as happiness, moment by moment. Okay? Okay, so the third card is the blue 12, which talks about the divine monitor and thought adjuster. This is one of the most beautiful and powerful tools that the universe offers. To understand better, let's think about this. We need different mechanisms to experience our life in the different levels. First, we need the mechanisms of our senses. Let's say our eyes is a lot of things going on to process light and to create the images that we see. Then our ear, with all that system of hearing, process the sound energy and gives us, you know, how or the way to listen the material world. Now, in the same way, when we talk, when we taste, when we smell, we process different expressions of our physical material or our touch. We sense the textures and everything. Now, we need another system to actually process the second current of the universe, which is the mental one. And that is our brain. Actually, that is like a device that processes all the ideas, all the information sent by the universe, and we get new concepts. We understand the world, as we already said. But in the same way, we need a system, we need a device, a mechanism that processes the third current of the universe, the spiritual one. And here is when the divine monitor comes. Now, through our history, different cultures have given different names to this mechanism. Someone called the third eye, or the spark of God, or the inner guide, or the inner lamp, whatever it is the name. I use divine monitor or thought adjuster because it's I took it from Urantia book. that talks about this, but it is not exactly the name. It is to understand how beautiful this mechanism works within us. When we are between 5 or 6 years old, that mechanism begins to work. And it is independent for each person. It adjusts the understanding of every person, no matter the level of education or race or sex. It doesn't matter. It works with each one of us and make us to understand the truth of our life, the sense that we have as universal beings. It shows with bright light which path we have to take to feel good with ourselves, to achieve things. And it actually creates like a dialogue inside us that when we are aware of that, we may develop ourselves in a beautiful way and experience that spirituality that we need to actually create the whole package of body, mind, and spirit, and feel all that, or feel fulfilled with connection with the universe. Okay. So now, to see the relationship among these cards, I would like to use one of personal example. I had a beautiful childhood, was normal and everything, but when I reached my adolescence, that is usually when we actually made that shift of consciousness. And that's why a lot of teenagers feel like a little lost and confused, because they are making that transition. So when I reached that part of my life, I saw life in a different way. For the first time, I realized how many injustices and suffering and misery the world has. So I took myself like in a roller coaster ride of depression and confusion. I didn't know what to do in my life, and I was so obsessed to find that happiness outside, all the time searching and getting disappointed with people and with all the journeys that I started, and I couldn't find anything. I felt so down and depressed, always trying to fulfill that something that I didn't know how to fulfill. Fortunately, because I was feeling so confused, I was so immersed in my own world, like I didn't want to face society or reality, and I started to realize that inside myself was this beautiful dialogue, this inner voice that I always said brought no voice, not something that I could hear, but something that was almost writing in my head, new ideas, new concepts. And the first thing that it shows me was, stop searching for happiness outside yourself. When you connect with the essence of who you are, which is the same of the universe, you will feel that connection and that sensation of happiness. And that's what I did. And I I realize that I have to actually connect my three currents, the physical, the mental, and the spiritual, in order for me to actually change the direction of what I was doing, of what I was feeling. And my life turned in a very beautiful way. And I now usually use that beautiful tool of the divine monitor to guide my life, to always take the hand of my development. And I understood that happiness is not something that we have to go out and find, but it is our choice. It's our option to feel, to connect, and then go out and face the rest of the things that we have to face in life. Okay? All right, so the last part is the life assignment that helps us to connect the spiritual energy. And it says, give yourself time for an inner communication. It talks about this value of self-knowledge, which is very important. We have to understand this to be able to actually use that mechanism, that spiritual, beautiful, high technology mechanism, which is the divine monitor or thought adjuster. We have to create an inner communication. The spiritual current only comes to us through our understanding. So it is very important to actually create those spaces in our life, or those moments where we are alone with ourselves. When we first create a conversation between ourselves and ourselves, we ask and we try to answer. But because we are alone, we don't feel the pressure of anybody judging or anybody commenting. So we allowed all that monologue, all that self-communication goes first, and we will realize that in certain moment it switches to a dialogue. We will get new information that we are sure it is not ours, but it is from within us, because it's our divine monitor processing that wisdom of the universe through our mind, through our understanding. And to do that, we're going to do a very simple exercise. So just sit and relax for a moment. Let's breathe in very deeply without any effort, just filling with air our belly and our lungs. And then we breathe out through the mouth. So again, breathe in. And breathe out. So just relax and let's feel for a moment our present, our now. Now let's remember that the universe is like this beautiful sun sending us that cone of light, and we are under that light. Today we want to connect with all that spectrum of positive aspects that the universe broadcasts constantly. We are beings of energy, like radio antennas, connected with the universe. Now, let's go to that space that I told you between the eyebrows and go deeper, like probably 3 or 4 inches inside the head. In that point that we call zero zone. And imagine that we turn like a lamp, like a light, a bright, beautiful light of the universe, of the creative energies, like a spark of God there. And we will ask that illuminates our selves, bringing the truth, showing us who we are, and taking us for the pathways that are right for our development. We want to evolve in our concepts, to grow with the ideas that allows us to be constructive with our own life and with the interaction of others. We want to listen to that inner dialogue that adjusts our personality for better. We want to be connected with all the truth of the universe. And we have to remember that the truth is only one in the universe, but truth is evolutionary. We have to grow and change and allow those different elements that will come every single day to fulfill our lives and to show us the best way to perform. Okay. Now let's breathe in deeply again. And breathe out. Okay. Now you may open your eyes. I want to say this. It is very important to search for places. Could be in our home or go to a park or the beach or any natural scenery where we can be alone. And if we create a place in our house, for example, we have to let everybody know that when we are in that place, they have to respect our privacy. And I remember that when I started to use this, I said, people are going to think that I'm crazy. I made a place in my closet, but I put all the things that I like, you know, the pillows, and I hang different things and put some no real candles, but things that are with batteries that looks like candles. But everything that made me feel so comfortable and give me that time of self-knowledge, who I am, what I want to think about this. I have this situation. I want to know what I have to do to create or bring a good result or a change in something that I am experiencing. And allow me those moments to interact with that information that it comes from the universe. It is so important. So important, because if we don't do this, if we don't create this kind of habits, we always are going to be searching for something that could fulfill that emptiness. All right. Okay, so this is for today. Let's remember that we are the highest technology of this planet with capacities beyond our imagination. And in the more we learn the true concepts of how we function in relationship with the rest of the universe, the more we will be able to actually experience that happiness that we usually try to find in another place. Okay, so I invite you to visit my YouTube channel if you want to see another videos of throws or the introduction to cards of wisdom. Also, if you want to go to my website, I have different programs or I offer private sessions. All the information is at the end of this video. If you want to comment, please do it. If you have something constructive, or if you want to give me 4 numbers that will give me elements to create other videos. There are four numbers. The first one is 1 to 16. The other one is from 1 to 24. The 4 is 1 to 16, and the 4 is 1 to 24. So if you give me those 4 numbers, I will try to create a throw for you, and you will receive one beautiful message. Okay? So for now, let's keep moving positive energies, and thank you so much.